This is banger racing, a full contact motorsport. We're called TWT, and this is the story of our season, featuring the highs and the lows. Come along for the ride.
Just talk us through sort of how you got into bangers.
A long time ago. Started drift road, dirt track, really. Just my mum was interested in going to watch, and we went down and watched the meeting and said, oh, fancy having a go at this. And we just got a couple of cars together, and then we started doing it there, really. And then we went racing to Aldershot one night, and I just thought, that looks cool, I want to have a go at that. And I got a Rover 90. I didn't want to go out on my own and get smashed to pieces, so I went up to Dave Melbourne's. I said to him, can I be in your team? And he just laughed. He went, he said, you don't pass anyone. I said, well, yeah, I know that. I said, obviously, I said, I just want to have a go. I said, it looks really great. He said, and that includes me. He said, you don't pass me either. And I went out, I don't know how it happened, but I just went there with it, looking around. I thought, hang on. He just waved a board at me saying 2 laps to go. And I thought, there's no one behind me. And I come up behind Dave Melbourne, and I thought, oh shit, I remember what he said now. And I thought, oh, I can't do that, he must have just been saying it. Goes past Dave Melbourne, next thing I know, bang, he's hit me. I'm, shit, what's going on? He took me into a pile of cars, flat out. I've just gone bang into reverse, he's backed up flat out, I backed up flat out, pulled around the straight, around the bend like that. I've got check of the flag, and I'm like, what? And I was that overjoyed that I hadn't even got to the bend. I've got the helmet off, and I'm like, out the window, and I was like, just amazing. And then one day I had a Series 1 Jag and an old trailer, right old nail of a trailer, and I was a bit skint, and I took the banger that I'd raced in there to scrap, and Nick Pike come out, and I had my wife in the car, and she had a young baby son. He just come out and he said, has he got a job? To my wife, and she said, no, we're just getting on, we're managing. And he said, right, he said, Monday, he said, you're starting working here Monday. I went, oh, really? He said, yeah, starting here. So, and that's how it started at A1. The racing was just, when I first started, generally just fun. It was just something you did. It was just the crack. You always had a laugh. And it got more and more serious as it went on, and started getting a bit more serious. But when I won the world, that was the first year I'd ever done qualifying rounds. I'd never even bothered before. And we was like on our arse. I was working, but it was like in them days, you didn't have a lot of money, not like there's money that's around now. And I went home with a skip lorry. It read full tank on diesel, got home, got ready to go racing, went out, wouldn't start, looked in the tank, completely empty, the gauge was knackered. I said to Mrs, I said, I got some money for diesel. She goes, oh, 20 quid will last me the rest of the week. And that's gospel truth, 20 quid last me. I said, what do? I've qualified, I might go and win it. I said, you'll have loads of money then. She went, yeah, all right. She goes, well, it's 20 quid, you can have it, because you've got to go. So she gave me a 20 quid, I put 20 quid of diesel in. We wouldn't have even got home if I hadn't won it. And we went there and I won it.
Was there much of a prize fund for that?
650 quid it was, and a big trophy.
How many years did you end up sort of racing for, and what was the reason you ended up stopping?
The accident probably at Ipswich. When I got done through the doors in an MGB, it broke my hip 7 places, smashed my hip to pieces, pushed the ball and socket right through. And 10 grand later they fixed me. And in them days 10 grand was a lot of money. It took me 7 months to walk again. So that didn't frighten me from racing. Don't get me wrong, nothing worries me, nothing scares, I don't give a shit. And then I think I just got sick of life, and I thought, do you know what, there's more to life than racing. And I just went to Australia. And I've just, in the last 12 years, has been just outstanding. Even Russ to me said, why do you want to leave? I said, I want to do it while I'm not in a wheelchair. It's never gone. I've used a couple of cars that Garry's given me, like when Josh was first started racing. I always wanted to race with my son. My son went to Australia, so I never got to race with my son. So I think the next best thing was racing with my grandson. It's never been done before. And they said it at the track. They said, we've had sons and Dad's racing, never had a granddad and grandson racing. This year I just thought, do you know what, I'm here doing nothing, I'm just working every day. I thought, while I'm here, they're all racing, why not just get a few cars? But I did, in a way, want to prove a point. The price of the cars racing. I go there with a Volvo, it cost me 200 quid. I enjoyed it, had great fun, and I weighed it and got 270 quid back for it. And still had probably as much enjoyment in myself as what they are having in their self, because they're a different generation.
Eastbourne World Qualifier, I remember I took Harvey's frog eye, he lent me it, it's nice of him.
Being the top three in the points, I started at the back and the best finish I got was a ninth all night. Like, it is a hard thing to do.
I think I had a fifth, which is another, wasn't much to report to be fair, they're just racing meetings, aren't they? So I'd done a couple of races, I think I popped the wheel off in one of them. If I remember rightly, I didn't make it out for the final.
I think I'd done the same as you, come out with the tracking out, and I think because there was only a couple of support formers on the night, it was so quick.
Yeah,
we both just said,
yeah.
you know what, there's no time to rush around, we just will load two of the lorries up or whatever, and then, because I think it's different for Harvey, because at that time he's still chasing the points, and so every race counts, but me, well, yeah, I mean, you was through entertainers than me, because I'd already championed, always qualified. We just looked at it and thought, you know what, we'd rather save the cars for next week.
So, tell me how you first got into racing.
God, it's a long time ago now. So, first into racing would be when I worked at the scrapyard, which was many moons ago now. So, I was obviously working there, I was a Saturday boy. Then I got into doing the extra days. I didn't really get involved in the bangers. Obviously, I know people in the yard done bangers, which would mainly be Tony, who's been a long family friend of ours. He was always going racing, and I never got involved in it. I was thinking, oh, what's this all about? And then I got talking with him, and I got helping him. I couldn't drive at the point. I was going to mechanicking for him. Well, turning out I wasn't really doing much. Yeah, I went obviously with him. Then I thought I wanted to have a go. Then Tony, after that, taught me how to drive. I said I wanted to have a go. Then obviously I started racing at Tadley, which most people know as Paces Hill, which was very good. But I can only do one race a day, which is the juniors only have one race a day. Tony gave me my first car, which would have been a Toyota Tercel front-wheel drive, not a 4x4 one, a front-wheel drive one, which obviously it was rare back then, and it's obviously you don't see them now. I had that car for about a good 10 meetings. I won the points in it. Then I just went on from there really, and it all started at Paces Hill. I thought Paces Hill, didn't think no further on than Paces Hill, didn't even think about other banger tracks existing. And when I first went to Wimbledon, I think it was with Tony, and I couldn't believe, I was thinking from Paces Hill, the difference between a stadium, I was thinking, I like this and I wanted to be a part of it, and it went on from there really. I went into 1600 bangers, which was back in the day at Speedworth, was the Radden, seatbelt only, and it was just, you can only make contact with the car, I think it was after, if I remember rightly, after the 3 laps.
At one point you were known for racing some classic cars, so where did that come from? Is that something you always wanted to do?
Not really, just see the limelight of people racing odd stuff, and I wanted to race odd stuff, and being in the scrapyard I did come across some unusual stuff. If you look back at it now, probably mad to race some of them cars, but no different than any other banger person does at the end of the day. If you enjoy doing it and that's what you want to race, it's down to you what you race at the end of the day.
Have you got a favourite ever car?
Favourite car ever racing would have to be a Mark II Granada, I think. Yeah, I've raced Yanks, I've raced all sorts really, but the favourite car would be a Mark II Granada, most definitely.
Present day, you're racing with your kids, you're racing all over the place. What's it like?
The body says I'm too old for it, and the mind says I want to do it, but I don't know, I just think after last year I try and get going with it and want to do the series and stuff like that, then I end up busting myself. The last time I tried it, I tried going for the world, I broke my wrist. The second time I go and do it, I think I'd do the series with the boys and think I can keep up with them. I can't, and that's it. It's just like, end up busting my ankle. We're looking forward to an exciting year next year. We're obviously going to be doing the BWSs, not going back on our word. What we'll do other than that, I don't know. Panda's helped us out. Ed from Sound Cars Race Prep. He's done a few cars for us. Boogie's helped us out with a few cars. We've got some good people behind us helping us, which is always needed, really.
I think at the time we was keen all year, but when you're on a roll and you're racing, at the time me and you, Harvey, had done like 6 or 7 weekends in a row. So we had cars still going and we thought, why not?
And Ringwood is actually a good track.
Yeah, it is a good track. You don't often get to race there.
I had the Yank. Yeah, good car.
Good yank from Mildenhall Supreme.
Yeah, and I think I was one of the first people to ever fail scrutiny at Ringwood as well. So.
You had a good meeting, Harvey.
I had a heat win.
I had a good meeting. You didn't have that good meeting, did you?
No, not really. Took the Yank, didn't really have a lot of luck.
Did the props then?
The prop, yeah.
The axle kept falling out.
Yeah, it just wasn't great.
No. I won the Kev Sherwood Memorial.
Come away with like 7 quid.
Definitely not 70 quid. I think it was like 1,500 quid or something I got from that. It was cushy.
Barely give us 20 quid.
No, didn't give us nothing.
Right.
Didn't give us anything.
Yeah, right.
Do you want to just talk us through how things began for you?
Well, it started with my old man. He just done like the rookie bangers back at Fleet. Well, that was years ago. Just your front wheel drive stuff, Sunnies, Cavaliers, like back to basics build now as such. He never done like the unlimited bangers or any of the national bangers, it was just the rookies. My first meeting was probably around about 2010, 2009. And that was just junior bangers at Worthing, I think, in a little Renault Clio. Just as I was moving out of juniors, that's when Speedworth first started them. I done the first ever Speedworth junior banger meeting, that was at Aldershot. Soon after that, moved into adults. 2012, I think, was my first rookie meeting. That was at Wimbledon. It's carried on from there, really. Civics, back in the day, they were probably the best rookie banger, fastest and easy to build. Mainly locals, but the odd one here and there further out. I remember we used to go on a, just on a trailer, and we had I think my dad had a Renault Laguna on the road. The auto. They used to just tow us everywhere and that. I don't even think we had a winch on the trailer, so started taking it seriously in about 2016 is when I qualified for my first rookie world final, or 1600 banger world final. Come 5th in that. I started quite far back, like 40th or 50th or something like that, and got 5th. And for me, it was a massive achievement. Then yeah, carried on doing that. Done that for a few years, and I had a little bit of a break. I started doing back to basics and just a few odd meetings. And that's when I then started working at A1, just driving a truck, pick up scrap cars, like a little transit at the time. Obviously then being around more banger people, started getting back into it, getting more keen. Got a yard with Josh and Joey Reynolds and that lot. Yeah, started doing more frequently. That was 2019, I got back into it more, done every meeting, qualified for world final a couple of years. 2019 and then maybe 2021, I think it was. Just doing the focuses, they're easy build. Get them out of the scrapyard, obviously. Done a couple of years of that, but mainly I was just being a mechanic for Josh. Then obviously me and him were closer then, so we just spend every night building bangers. So I started coming down here more often, helping Josh. And then I started building junior bangers for Harvey. So that's how I started coming down here really, and then got into it more. Obviously I was just doing my 1600 bangers on the side. Then yeah, liked it, got the taste of it. Wanted to go myself, had to go in one of Garry's bangers, I think it was, at Stan Lake. And then naturally just went and bought my own. That's how it started really. Yeah, done a few meetings, and then they just so happened to be the meetings Harvey and Josh were doing, which are attendance points meetings. Obviously done them, got the points, but I never really thought, oh yeah, that means I'm in the runnings as well, because when you first start, you're here and the top drivers, to try to compete with them is just near on impossible. Done a few meetings, weren't that good. Started putting a bit more time into it, had a few good meetings, and then yeah, had a couple of good positions at Aldershot and Ipswich. And I was up the top half of the points chart at the time, which much to our surprise. Couldn't say the same about all the rest of the year. I had quite a few bad meetings. and not very confident, but you're building out every meeting you go. Yeah, managed to qualify. All 3 of us had qualified, and then yeah.
Going into Northampton BWS, that was the first extra 100 that I tried. We started building it a bit earlier in the year, and I was going to do a frog eye, but then I think Garry was going to race it, but because of his ankle was hurt, I took it instead.
What's going on around here then?
Do a cracking job of getting that bolting.
And I was a bit sceptical. You see that they're good cars, but it's trying something new. No one likes to try something, it's...
Especially when you're like...
When you need to do well, you don't want to try something. Sometimes I was in the mood of I want to stick to what I know and stick with a frog eye.
I tried something different as well, didn't I? First
yeah, I bet it's Merc, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good car.
So Josh, you want to just talk us through sort of how you got into bangers, obviously through juniors, and where things went from there?
I started obviously in junior bangers. I think I'd done my first meeting in around, I think I remember it was like March 2014. I'd done all the Masters in my first meeting. I was absolutely terrible. There was a puddle on the inside line. But obviously in my head, I think, well, the inside line is the fast line. That's where you need to go. So I was driving through the puddle everyone else was driving around it. I was driving through the puddle that much that it started running on like 2 cylinders because I was going through the puddle every single time. We went there and Garry said to me, don't expect to get any trophies at your first meeting. And I was proved him wrong because I went out for the final, there was 4 cars and one of them broke down. So I got 3rd. So I got a trophy for it, which is good. Leading up to that, I was not interested in bangers much, which is strange to say considering I was surrounded by it, but it was never really interested me much. Juniors were very different to what they are now. Juniors now are very, very fast, very competitive. And me, I had a 1 litre Micra on the original tyres, the original engine, like literally as it came with the rad in it still at the scrapyard. I'd like to say I've probably only done 5 or 6 meetings in juniors at most, and I was terrible at every single one, and I'm still terrible now. There's one photo, one of my main and my favourite photos from my juniors is I had a Micra at Northampton when it was tarmac, painted like a cow. We had the fin plate at the front, me and Terry done it. We met Garry at Northampton, and I remember pulling into the pits, Garry seeing the car painted like a cow and just walking. He looked at it and just walked away. So obviously I went from juniors, and I remember my first adult banger was a Toyota Kourtney 2 in Back to Basics. I had it at Eastbourne. I just done Back to Basics for I did get into Unlimiteds fairly early, but I mainly done back because the truth of it is because I was so fucking terrible. I couldn't drive, I was awful. I used to look at the end of the bonnet rather than what was going on at the end of the track. And then I did get into, I had a Kourtney, that was like one of my first, it's not unlimited, but it was a real drive banger. I remember I had a Frog Eye limo at Stanlake, HMC. I must have been 16, maybe 17, I can't remember. But that was my first unlimited banger.
So what made you make that jump into the unlimiteds then?
Because you sort of follow what you grew up watching. I didn't grow up watching Garry doing rookies. I grew up, like I say, I wasn't really interested in it, but every photo I saw, which Terry showed you, and everything I saw was always unlimiteds. I wanted to do unlimited bangers. I definitely wasn't good enough to do them, but I wanted to do them. That's what I wanted to do.
Obviously, people probably recognise you now as very much of a crasher. So was that a decision to do that, or does this link to the fact that you thought, I'm not that overly quick, so I'm just going to go out and crash? You obviously love the crashing.
I think I learned from crashing because I was just getting smashed to pieces quite a lot. 2019, I'd say, that's when I started getting into the Unlimiteds properly and trying to race around. And I just wanted to prove that I could do it. I wanted to race and race and race. And then I qualified for 3 World Finals on the bounce, I think. I sort of got the knack of it as such. I wasn't the fastest on there, but I got, I started picking up a couple of race wins and stuff like that. The reason I wanted to go for entertainers this year is because I've qualified through the race points. I'd won a wild card, so I thought, why not? Do you know what? It's something different. I'll go for entertainers. I think I can do it. Do you know what I mean? The thing that I want people to see is I like crashing, but I also like racing too. But I think because of this year, people sort of forget about that. So it's nice to try and prove it sometimes. This year, it was to try sort of complete the whole set as such. You know what I mean? Very bad luck in the first race, literally blew up like instantly.
BMW at Northampton. Gary's words to me, "What are you building that old piece of kit for?" I said, "Mate, this will be a good car, manual, 2.5, what's the not like?" And I went out there and he'll tell you, he said to me after he said, "My God," he said, "that was fast." He said, "That was a quick car." And it made me smile, going around that track, and I'm going past cars. They've got engines in that cost £6,000, and I'm in a BMW that cost me nothing.
I've only ever won a couple of races at a BWS event, but it's a hard thing to do. Like, winning a race at a BWS event, even if it's a heat race, wildcard race, showdown race, no matter what, it's a hard thing to do. Like, you're against, I don't know, maybe 120 cars every meeting at a BWS event. You've probably only split into 3 groups, so there's like quite a lot of cars out there in like your heat race. It feels like an accomplishment winning a race at a big meeting like that, because you feel like, wow, like there's a big crowd, there's a lot of other like fast drivers out there, and you sort of think like, well, I'm obviously doing something right. Like, yeah, it's a big accomplishment.
Changed the engine, went out for the second one, and yeah, had a blinding race.
First race it sort of kicked off as Conti when I got Consolation, and I didn't have to go out there, did I? Well, me or Jimmy didn't have to go.
No, but you come out, yeah.
And obviously because you blew up, we both went out there with you, and we sort of,
it went off. It was good,
very good,
very good. I think I had like 4 or 5 decent head-ons. Fixed it when we obviously went back out again, and we had a good day. All of us had a good day. Everyone, to be fair, it was very give and take in some senses, but one of the meetings where, it just went well. It went really well. A couple of good shots.
It was the first meeting where it, I would say, properly kind of kicked off the whole feud thing, and they give it to us, we give it to them, but I think it was the first, for me, turning point meeting where I'd say we got stuck in a bit more, and we, in some senses, got the better of some situations.
It was a good meeting, very enjoyable. Good few crashes, and like you say, everyone was stuck in. Everyone was smashing cars up and laughing, and everyone was happy after that.
So, Harvey, just talk us through sort of how things began for you, obviously starting with juniors.
Well, before juniors, I was always, as a kid, going racing, watching my dad, like probably every weekend. And then going on to obviously turning 10, they built me as a surprise. They built me a micro. Obviously, complete surprise to me. I didn't know I was even like getting the micro. Obviously, I ended up racing it. Ringwood. It was. Never done no practicing or anything. Just threw me in the deep end and just sort of went from there. Don't think I had a very good first meeting, which obviously standard. Everyone's first meeting is never going to be the greatest. Didn't really have a lot of confidence in myself. Was sort of like just plodding around the outside, letting everyone through. From like the age of 13, 14, I sort of had confidence in myself. Sort of actually getting some places and sort of saw some progress really. yeah, sort of went from there. It just went up in the ranks in juniors, like quite fast. I sort of started winning races. Coming like towards the end of junior bangers really was when it first, like when it properly started, like every weekend I was having a very good meeting. At 15, I ended up winning the Scottish at Lochgelly, winning the points at Skegness. So I sort of had a really good year that year. I raced a couple cool cars. I had the Mitsuka View, I had 2 of them. I had a Datsun 120A, moving up into adult bangers. Rookie bangers I started off with. We had a Astrodon. I went to Yarmouth, was my first adult meeting. It was okay. It wasn't, listen, I was very nervous. Obviously, going from junior bangers, moving up, it's a hell of a difference. Obviously, junior bangers being nudge and spin, and then moving into a formula where it's full contact. That was okay, and then I went to, I think, Skegness and got my first adult win. So it was like the second meeting in, it was a good start sort of thing. And then, yeah, sort of just carried on with rookie bangers from there. Sort of just dropped off a little bit. I was getting more interest, obviously, having my dad and Josh in the unlimited bangers. It sort of put me off rookie bangers a little bit. Went to an Aldershot in one of Josh's frogs, and I was awful. Like, I was terrible. Like, I'll admit that. In rear-wheel drive, I was awful, so it sort of disheartened me a little bit. So I went back to rookie bangers again, and I thought I'd stick to them. And then I thought, you know what? No, you only learn by going out there, obviously. You only learn, obviously, off your mistakes. So I went to, I want to say, a couple of practices at Aldershot again, getting the gist of things and sort of just keeping at it. I was saying to myself, no, like every time I spun out, I was like, well, no, obviously, I was trying it too hard, slow down a bit, sort of just go again and try things again. And it was, yeah, it sort of got better and better. I remember going to Kings Lynn, me and Josh raced. It was just my first ever proper adult unlimited win was at Kings Lynn. Started off well, good meeting, like that, and that sort of boosted my confidence a lot in the real drive, knowing that I was obviously good enough to win a race. And yeah, just went from there really.
You've become quite a name when it comes to actually getting around quick, getting good results. I mean, I've heard you tipped by several people in the banger circles as someone who's more than capable of becoming world champion, well, even now.
Yeah, well, that's always a good thing to hear. Like when you see Facebook comments of people saying that, oh, he's my person to win it, I've got my money on him to win the world final. It sort of makes you think that you've obviously done something right in your racing career for people to say that.
Do you want to just sort of tell us about what the meeting's all about?
Basically put on in memory of Tom Waller's late dad, who sadly passed away.
It's one of the few meetings a year as well that's not points dictated, it's not anything like that, it's pre-90. The Saturday's pre-70 with the old school, like old engines, which isn't everyone's cup of tea, but it does work. And yeah, like you say, it's got bigger and bigger. It's pre-90, it's old cars. Everyone likes seeing old cars get smashed up. So it's fun, that's what it's meant to be.
The first one was a success. The second one was a success. It's just gone on and on from there.
Bit of a like marker start of summer season, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's when the weather starts getting better.
Yeah.
2-day, a few beers, everyone like.
Get through a couple of cars, you think, oh, you got to start your Waller's car soon.
And then it's a big hype towards the start. It's the first big one, really, isn't it?
Drags everyone in, big crowds. Yeah, like I say, hot, normally good weather.
Start of the morning car.
And what's good for them is, well, good for the racers as well. It's a weekend away, and
obviously it's a 2-day meeting. Everyone goes camping. Everyone has a laugh. The bar's open.
We tend to see it as like a big holiday, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like same as going abroad, really, for us.
Yeah.
So Mildenhall was the nicest time of year.
Quite nice, isn't it?
That was my only holiday this year, actually.
I had a Series 3 Jag with the original 4.2 in it.
I had a Volvo 240 Saloon.
Volvo 940 estate.
I had a Rolls Royce.
With what engine in it?
Idiots.
So Garry, so you had a V8?
Sore subject. These boys have never liked the idea of a V8. I'm beginning to think they was probably right.
I am Kourtney Webb. I am the only girl of the Webb family. I'm the only junior banger driver left in our team. Ever since, obviously, I was born, I've been watching my dad race, been watching my granddad, Terry, race. I've been around bangers all my life, really, and it is our thing. One of my favourite things to obviously do, go and watch. I do really enjoy watching my brother's race. Favourite is definitely Josh. My first ever meeting was a Lynn Whites and Yellows meeting. Raced that with Harvey, and couldn't tell you what the finishes were, but it was enjoyable for my first meeting. I always looked up to Harvey. I wanted to always be like him in the junior bangers because he has been very successful. And then on from there, I've just done the odd meetings. I was always racing with Harvey, and then he turned 16, he's out of junior bangers, and then he's moved on. So it's just been me. I do enjoy the junior bangers a lot. I do enjoy the social part of racing. That probably would be my favourite thing about racing, apart from obviously the racing itself. I have got around 5 months left in junior bangers. And from there, not really too sure what I'll be doing, but I would like to have a go in either the 1600 bangers or the lady bangers. Don't know if I would do the unlimited bangers. That's sort of their thing. I really enjoy junior bangers. I enjoy racing a lot, but obviously where the boys are always at meetings, I can't always race, but I do enjoy watching them. But then when I do go out, I do really enjoy it. It is one of my favourite things to do. Fred, try the flat out Louis.
No, you can take that straw out, Fred.
Take the straw out. What'd you say about it?
Yeah, I'll put it in then.
Give Marie's tits in the video, Thomas. Oh shit.
Why did you go across the stairs? Right upstairs.
Well, how can you have A1 Wokingham space cars, please? That's gonna have to do.
That means it's definitely Joe.
No. Oh, keeps going uphill. People know what I mean, I think, Harv. Or it's meant to mean.
That means it's definitely Joe.
No. I know these sign writers do this for a living. Boogie ain't got a patch on me, Harv. Oh fuck. It's like when it's going all wrong, just give it a extra little rub.
Give it a rub.
And it comes right. Well, I meant to. Bollocks. These stickers are on there for everyone to go tomorrow. Oh, they must have run out of money. They can't get sign writing done. No, we build cars every week, and we ain't got time.
At this point, I don't know what I was doing after the meeting.
Jimmy, get on the frog seat. How's the frog seat?
I've never seen you dancing around the fire.
If you put on that, we'll play you every day.
You've got two choices. You can either race a Saturday with old shit cars with shit engines in, and you have to beat that twice. Or you can do the Sunday with modern engines, but you've got to do it with a hangover.
You can get absolutely plastered on the Saturday, and then every year say, I'm never doing that again.
And then do it again the next year.
Which you did.
Just sort of briefly sum up, I guess, the racing itself.
For me, shit.
Same for me.
Yeah, Harvey blew up as well.
I had a heat win.
The race Josh won, I got 4. Then the gearbox blew second gear, so.
You got damage.
What have you been a bonnet for? Under all the wheels and all, Fred, while you're here.
Went out for the final, but didn't manage much, and then the car got out.
Someone was slightly hungover.
No, heat win, a little bit of a smash up.
Come on, Fred, quick. Oh. What'd you do? You're nuts. Oh.